Hi, my name is Lindy Jung. I am a soon-to-be traditionally published science fiction and fantasy author. My debut novel, Mothsblood, is coming out from Bloomsbury in the US and Rey in the UK in fall of 2026. And welcome back to the channel. So before we get started, I have something incredibly important to show you guys. One second. It is this giant marshmallow pillow that I've spent the past couple weeks crocheting. Don't look at the bald spot. I ran out of yarn. But I have been so big on the crocheting chain lately. Crocheting train, I don't know. This is really my first like plush or pillow kind of item. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys because I love her and I made her and she is so special to me. So I am a little bit stressed and busy these days, but when am I not? My last semester of grad school is happening. I have like so many things due at once. I'm currently working on what is essentially my thesis project. I am preparing for my new job that starts up in August. I am making YouTube content as regularly as I can. I have been working on the first draft of Project Crypts, my adult gothic fantasy novel, and I also just got back my final edit for Mothsblood, which will be my debut. Yeah, so an exciting time. I have been crunching really hard trying to focus on my thesis project because it's my last little thing before I finally get this degree and am done with school forever, except for the part where I will work in a school. But other than that, I will be done being a student for the foreseeable future. And I really have been wanting to just get that done as best as I can. I've also been very much itching to write, and now that I have my Mothsblood edits back in my hands, I am kind of weirdly excited to dive into it. But the thing is, I've been sitting in my little like desk corner office space day in, day out for the past who knows how many weeks, and I'm very much ready for a change of scenery. So naturally, I decided to go to Chicago. And we're going to hang out and write some more and eat some more tomorrow. So yeah, we'll update you then. So my train has been delayed. I think I've gotten like 6 notifications so far this morning. It's like 11 o'clock maybe. Hopefully it happens. I think Amtrak is just, we've been kind of going through some things in terms of the public transportation sector. Not even public transportation, but in terms of our railroads and all that. It's not ideal over here in the States. It's going to be about like a 3.5-hour train ride. I'm bringing crochet, I'm bringing my laptop, obviously. So I'm going to spend as much of that time writing as I can. I've had a nice hearty breakfast. I'm dressed. Makeup is slapped on. We are ready to go. And I'm so excited. And the main reason I am excited is because I will be meeting up with Becca. We're gonna spend like 2 days together and it's just so nice. Like this is the first time I'm seeing anyone from the retreat or seeing like another author tuber in a little bit. You know, I need this. I need this social time. I need this time to like write and focus on my book. Right now, as I'm waiting for my train, I'm going to just like try and get some more of my thesis done because technically the soft draft is due, I think, tomorrow. Am I terribly concerned about it? No. It's gonna happen when it's gonna happen, you know? If you're wondering how my thesis has been going, all I can offer you is that I made this thing to hold my AirPods. I crocheted it, and I'm making a top of mesh. That's how it's going. Anyway, I am excited to finally be able to like reroute and work on my book. I probably said this in the intro, but I got my latest round of edits back on Mothsblood, and this will be the last round of like actual edits. I'm not really sure what happens with copy editing. It's honestly none of my business at this point. There's really just like a couple of small things to look over, and I think 4 people read the book this round, so like my 2 editors, US and UK, and then 2 more folks at the UK and US publisher respectively also looked over the book and gave us some like fresh insight, because I feel like the 3 of us, me and my 2 sort of main editors who have been working on this project, we've been staring at this darn thing for such a long time that I'm not surprised that they were like, can someone else look at this, because I am the same way. So yeah, super excited to look over their feedback. I haven't really done as much yet. I got the notes last Friday, and over the weekend I kind of skimmed, but I didn't really dive deep. I've set my deadline up. It's going to be early August that I turn in this book for the final time, kind of, as in the week of August 4th. That's actually a little bit more time than I would probably need for this, but because I'm working on my thesis, I was very, very upfront like, hey, this is kind of a weird, busy time of my life. I'm using a lot of brain power on things that are not my book. I just got another train delay email. Is this real? Is there a train? Does the train exist? Is the train just a figment of my imagination? Will we ever know? Fingers crossed for me that I get to Chicago, because what the heck? But yeah, this is kind of really going to be my weekend where I dive into the book. My goal for this isn't just to like address my editor's comments as I've been doing before. I want to really take a look at this book and make sure that it's accomplishing everything I want it to accomplish, which might be impossible because I have high expectations for myself, but I did leave my last edit feeling kind of unsatisfied with this book, and I want to see if I still feel that way. Being able to take this space in between edits to really work on Project Crips, which, by the way, I just sent the first 3 chapters of that polished and the synopses for both books and like all this stuff over to my agent to deal with. So very excited there. I think it's allowed me to like refresh a little bit, and yeah, hopefully I can approach Mothsblood with sort of a new perspective. It's just hard when you like work on a book for so long and think about it so much and are so deeply embedded in it and read it over and over again. It's hard to to not like hate it sometimes. Anyway, yeah, let's see if I am able to get on this train. Bye. Okay, at this point I had like zero confirmation that my train was actually coming at the time that it said it would be coming, but you know, I had my outfit on, I was ready to go. I don't know why I went so hard with this fit when the only people who would see it would be the other train commuters, but you know, we do it for them. The train did come, beautiful Amtrak train, and I think it was about like a 3.5 hour train ride, so I mostly sat and crocheted, made it okay, took an Uber from Union Station to my hotel in the medical district, and that's where we're at. No microphone, we're just gonna kind of go for it, but oh, why did that zoom in? Hi, I made it safely to Chicago. I'm checked into my hotel room and I'm gonna give you guys a little room tour. I can't remember the last time I like stayed in a hotel by myself. Also, I'm about to hit the gym, which is why I'm dressed in gym clothes. But there's a nice like desk area. I have the window facing the Chipotle, a TV that I won't use, coffee and tea, drawers. This hotel room, I kind of booked it last minute, so it was incredibly expensive. But you know, I'm here for work, it's gonna be a good time. And yeah, that's the room. These are my digs for the next 3 days. I'm leaving on Monday, it's currently Friday. And right now, my only prerogative, my only goals in life are to hit the gym for a really quick workout, order food. I already have my order queued. I queued it at like 2 p.m. because I was so hungry. I'm getting poke, which I don't usually get in Wisconsin because I have like my doubts about certain food items in Wisconsin, even though I love my state and I love living there. Poke is one of them, and I used to eat poke like weekly in college because I went to school by the ocean. But I trust a Chicago poke, so we're gonna try that. And then just kind of write, look over moths, get a head start on that revision, and have a good time. So yeah, then I hit the gym. Bye. I got my poke. I'm so excited. I'm literally going to show you guys what I got. This is, I'm so, my mouth is watering. Seaweed salad. It should be tuna, spicy tuna, crab. I got like the works. Radish, edamame, salmon as well should be. And then I got just their house sauce and a little bit of spicy mayo. So I'm gonna eat this. I just finished like 10 minutes of working in mods. Obviously didn't get very far in that, but I'm really in the mood to write or to like work on my writing. Every time I open this book, I feel like I almost discover something new. I feel like it's very easy for me to forget with some time away how much I really enjoy the story, so I'm kind of feeling good, I'm feeling positive, and I'm probably going to stay up and work on that. But right now, I'm just gonna put on some YouTube and eat my dinner. Bye. All right, it is not even 8. It's so freaking early. I'm tired because I stayed up later than is advisable. The reason that I stayed up and the reason I'm filming this now before I run down to breakfast is because I actually finished this little like mesh vest yesterday. I was just like watching YouTube and crocheting for most of the night. Wild things, right? Wild girl vacation things. Not that this is vacation, but anyway, this is how it turned out. I think it's actually super cute. Yeah, very wearable. I'm not gonna wear it today, unfortunately, because it's going to thunderstorm and I don't want it to like get wet because I didn't bring an umbrella. Yeah, I'm gonna get some breakfast and then I'll catch up with you guys. Bye. Hi, this is irrelevant to everything, by the way. It's 8:53. I'm making good time. I think I just have to get on the bus by like 9:30ish, so I'm just gonna do my makeup and brush my teeth and head out and meet Becca. But I was bored during breakfast and I took the Myers-Briggs test for the first time since, gosh, since probably college. First disclaimer, I'm a STEM girly. I don't actually believe that it has any bearing. I just think they're a lot of fun, especially as like a character exercise or like a way to kind of understand and differentiate your characters. Am I making a really weird face? Yeah, probably am. I've like historically used Myers-Briggs types and categorization to differentiate my characters, to organize them, especially in those like early stages. I like to figure out their zodiac sign, not their sign, but like their chart, or as much of their chart as I can, and then their Myers-Briggs, because I'm weird. Anyway, I took it myself for the first time. Back in like high school, college, I would always get ENTP. And this time I got ENFJ, which I just thought was really interesting. The T and F are thinking versus feeling. And I think in general, I've just become more like emotionally open, emotionally in tune. I'm more likely to consider the emotional side of things as opposed to the logical side of things all the time. Stuff like that, you know, I'm not going to treat it like gospel, but it prompts self-reflection and it prompts these ideas of like, okay, here's maybe some ways that I've changed and that I answered these specific questions on the quiz differently than I might have before, if that makes sense. All of this really makes it sound like I believe that Myers-Briggs is backed by science. It's not. It's just fun. Let me know, I guess, what your Myers-Briggs personality type is in the comments, and if you're an ENFJ. Anyway, yeah, that's my update. I'm gonna finish my makeup and we're gonna go and see Becca. First full day in Chicago. Obviously, first thing on the priority list was to meet up with Becca. We decided to meet up in the Wicker Park area. We did get there a little bit early, so nothing was really open, but we hopped around in some different, like, you know, knick-knack shops and stuff like that. And then we went into literally like the nicest Barnes & Noble I've ever seen. This building definitely used to be a bank or something. It was very historic, lots of gorgeous details. And I ended up picking up Bunny by Mona Awad, which at this point I have read fully and I think it is one of my absolute favorite reads of the year. Anyway, after looking around and shopping for a bit, we decided it would be a good time to actually sit down and write in a cafe in that area. So we sat down, did that. I'm not really writing here, I'm mostly just reading through MOTHSBLOOD, giving it a good thorough top to bottom read, which I haven't done in a while, if I'm being honest. I think that when I'm doing revisions, especially with deadlines, it can be really difficult to do a really thorough top to bottom read every single time you do a revision. For my past couple revisions, honestly, I just went into the parts that my editors indicated needed a little bit of a touch up and I touched it up there and then skimmed the rest of the book. But this time I really wanted to sit down and do like a thorough last final read. So that was my priority and that's what I ended up doing. And I got a really good chunk of the way through just in this couple hours session. It started raining outside, it was very cozy vibes, and there's just something about like having a friend next to you who's also writing, focusing, reading that just makes you so productive. Anyway, I read a lot. I was actually really enjoying the read as well. It felt like I was getting to experience the book as a reader would experience it in fall of next year when they're picking it up for the first time, and that was super exciting. Weirdly enough, the rain cleared. We had blue skies and warm weather. Like, it was warm. And so Becca and I went out to get our lunch, which was Korean barbecue. I've been craving Korean food so consistently ever since I moved to the Midwest. I used to eat Korean food pretty much every day. I mean, like, obviously that's just what we eat in our family, but my eating habits have changed a lot, and yeah, I mean, I miss her, I love her, I miss Korean food. This place was definitely legit because we ordered our fixed price plates and it came out with actually millions of sides, which are called banchan in Korean. All of them were so good, the meat was so good, I was having an absolute blast. And then we went to get some quote-unquote dessert, just like a little sweet treat, and get some more writing in at another nearby cafe kind of area. And for me, it was really just more and more reading. I think if I want to describe what I was looking for as I was doing this read through, it was really just anything that jumped out, anything that disrupted my reading experience. Again, I was really going into this with the mindset of pretending to be a reader who is picking this book up for the first time. Of course, there's only so much method acting you can do, and obviously I know all the twists and everything because I wrote them, but I really wanted to kind of keep myself fresh, keep my eyes peeled. It helped a lot that I haven't really looked at this book in a while, and so I felt fairly fresh going through it. And even so, there was only so much that I was picking up on other than, like, you know, the really basic stuff like typos and grammatical errors and continuity errors, it really feels like the story was quite consistent, honestly quite readable and enjoyable, at least for me. I don't know, I felt like really excited in this read through. At this stage, I think honestly I can say that I'm just very, very excited for readers to pick up this book. Enough mushy stuff though. Our next stop was Grant Park because we wanted a little bit of sunshine, some outdoor time. Then we decided to film this little impromptu update for y'all.
What are you filming? What are you doing?
Behind the scenes.
Exposed.
Are you recording already? Whoops.
Yep.
Whoops.
That's okay.
Hey.
It's okay. Hello.
Hi.
Introduce yourself.
I thought you'd never ask. Hi. Oh, nothing will top when Cody just whipped out his whole phone camera situation and microphone, and I thought we were just going to do a little ASMR update. We did a full-blown, full-volume update in the middle of a coffee shop when he was here last time.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Hi, guys. I'm Becca. I'm here with Lynn. She has very graciously come to see me this weekend. Mm-hmm. We have spent a very hot, very sweaty day traipsing around Chicago. Taking her on the train like 2 times already now. Mm-hmm. But Lynn, how has your day been going so far?
It's been such a wonderful day. I desperately needed this. I feel like I've been stuck in Wisconsin for such a long time at this point.
Yeah.
I needed writer friends. I needed to get out of my grad school bubble. Honestly, today was really productive. Since this is a writing channel, we should talk about writing.
Yes.
I'm currently working on my probably last round of edits ever for Mothsblood, other than maybe copy edits in the future. Honestly, I keep looking through it and being like, oh, wait,
Good.
it might. Well, let's not go that far.
Oh, my bad.
It's all right. Everything is fine.
Serviceable.
It is serviceable. It's very serviceable. Mm-hmm. What have you been working on?
I have been working on Glass Paradise. I was telling Lynn, I finished replotting my fun and game section, so I got to start chapter 4. I feel like I had to really... Hello? I feel like I had to rip the Band-Aid off. I did no writing last week at all, and I felt really guilty about it, actually. So I was really looking forward to this weekend, not only to write, but to see your beautiful face. It's been going good. I think I got 1,000 words in today.
That's amazing.
Which is crazy. Fueled by matcha and great company.
Yeah. That's pretty much the update. Also, we ate so much food and we're about to eat more, and I'm so excited. And we're going to hang out and write some more and eat some more tomorrow. So yeah, we'll update you then. That's it. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, get those angles. Sorry.
So if you guys like me, care about me, whatever you want to say, if you've ever had a kind thought about me, we are not going to talk about the way my hair looks right now. I left my brush at home, my fancy spinny brush that makes my hair look better. I left all my product at home. I washed it with hotel shampoo and conditioner because I didn't think that I would have to wash my hair on this trip. And then I got really sweaty today, but it was a beautiful day out in Chicago. We had a little bit of thunderstorm and rain and stuff while we were in the second cafe, Becca and I, and then it just cleared up and it was beautiful and sunny and hot the rest of the day. Yeah, I mean, it was so much fun. I'm definitely exhausted. I have been out since 9:30 a.m. and I got back at 9:30 p.m. So that was a full 12-hour shift. Honestly though, it flew by. I was very tired at the end, but Becca's such good company and she is one of those people that lets you be yourself. One thing about me that I'm very self-conscious about is how loud my laugh is. I have a piercing, shrieking, loud laugh. It is... I don't like it that much.
But there were a couple times where I laughed and Becca would just be like, never change, like, I love your laugh. And she is just that kind of person that makes you feel so safe, so wanted in the moment, in that space, in that time. And also she let me like drag her around all day and it was very fun. And we wrote some and we ate a lot and it was amazing. Yeah, a couple updates. This is the last of my yarn. I'm probably going to crochet a bandana and go to bed at like an inadvisably late hour again because we're meeting a little later tomorrow. And also, I picked up Bunny by Mona Awad. I was reading this in the park earlier. It was just, we were in Barnes & Noble, which was like our first kind of stop of the day. This is so interesting. I know that Mick loves this book, and Mick loving this book got Becca to read this book, and she pointed it out to me in the store, and I got really excited and grabbed it. It's amazing. The prose is so visceral. It's so specific in such a meaty way. I think that a lot of where voice comes from is one, cadence/rhythm, and also two, specificity. For example, I just flipped to this random page. She isn't sitting on the domed roof of the science building like a glam rock gargoyle. Glam rock gargoyle is so specific. It's such a specific and striking image, and like it gives you an image, right? It evokes something very, very specific. I'm going to say the word specific a lot, but it's also a detail that like I could never come up with. Most people probably wouldn't think to put on the page. This is something that comes straight from the author's brain. I don't know how to describe it more than that, but I feel like once you really master being specific in your writing, I think that's when your voice really starts to peer through. And yeah, every sentence, every paragraph is like drenched in this level of specificity. There's just such an evocative way of writing, and it's a really interesting book as well. It's giving Mean Girls, but like very surreal, kind of terrifying. Highly recommend. Now to talk a little bit about my writing, because this is a writing vlog, I guess. Okay, so obviously I've been working on Moth's Blood edits. This is like the third round of edits that I've been doing with my publishing house people, my editorial people. It's the fourth revision I've done, including the one with my agent, and it's the fifth overall, including the revision I did on my own before I queried. It really, really seems, the more I look through, and I'm almost at the end of Act 1 as of today, even though I just started yesterday, the more I look through, the more it really, really seems like this is probably going to be one of the very last times that I edit this book, because there really isn't that much left to do, which feels weird. Something I've heard a lot in grad school, and also something that I just kind of have come to believe, is that as a writer, your work is never finished. There's no such thing as finished. There's no such thing as perfect. There's just done for now. I felt that kind of done for now energy with Moth's Blood and other projects before, but I really, like, this really feels like a book. It really feels like a book that you could buy at a bookstore in terms of its content and like how polished it is and the story. Not saying it's, you know, the best. I'm not gonna be that self-deprecating. Hold on. That is such a surreal feeling. It's very, very gratifying. I am someone who like is my own harshest critic consistently throughout all my life. Pretty much like no one can say anything mean to me that will affect me, because I've already thought like 10 times worse about myself, and that particularly shines through in my writing. I am incredibly meticulous. I go through everything with a fine-tooth comb 1,000 times. I'm impossible to please. Unfortunately, this makes it very difficult for me to like read a book for enjoyment, but that's a problem for another time, because this has been my habit and this has been my way for so long. It never really occurred to me that I could write something that I like, but I like this book more than that. I love this book and I am so proud of it. And it is a very, very weird feeling to think that probably I'm going to turn this edit in fingers crossed, but I think in like a week or two. I said I would turn it in first week-ish, second week of August, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be done before that and just turn it in then. And then after that, copy edits sometime down the line, but other than that, I really just don't see anything left to fix at this stage. And again, this does not mean the book is perfect. No book can ever be perfect. This book has been through so much to become what it is now, and it's like genuinely kind of surreal to think about how it started out in those early days, and even like after querying and what it is now. I'm just so incredibly excited. Like, yes, I'm nervous. Yes, it does kind of petrify me to think that like people are going to perceive my work, but this is more or less the version of the book that is going to land in readers' hands. And yes, that is like a year plus from now, but I'm still so excited for that moment. I really don't know what the next year plus leading up to publication is going to hold. It feels like an impossible amount of time. It feels not real. Everything I know to expect, or everything I think to know to expect, comes from my friend Chris's publication journey. And even then, I know that everyone's publishing journey is like vastly different. So in my head, I'm kind of like, I don't know, maybe I'll get like a Canva cover and they'll throw it to the wolves. Like, I really have no idea what's going to happen. It's very, very strange to think about. It is strange in a good way. I mean, I'm so excited to have a book on shelves, to have people reading my book, to see reactions, good and bad. I do think that this is a book that not everyone is going to resonate with, and that is totally okay. Yeah, I'm just excited for everything that the future has to hold in terms of publishing. Obviously, you know, still a lot of work to be done. I am trying to be really thorough in this read through. I'm like very much sitting and absorbing every single line, every page, every paragraph. So it's taken me a little bit longer to like sift through the first act than it usually does. I was able to get through most of it in like a couple of very focused sessions. Becca and I are planning to hit this like really gorgeous library in the downtown area of Chicago tomorrow. And we were both like, yeah, we walked around a lot today. We're going to be pretty sedentary tomorrow. So I'm excited to get a little bit more into the book, especially those sticky acts that I've had issues with historically. And honestly, not to toot my own horn, but the story's a good time. I found myself like getting invested in the story itself, even though I know what happens. And also there were some lines that caught me by surprise. There were lines that I'd forgotten that I'd written that I would get to and I'd be like, oh. But that is it for today, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye.
All right, welcome to my second full day in Chicago. So as you saw earlier, Becca and I actually ended up meeting earlier than we thought we would and got some brunch over at Wildberry Cafe. Then on the way over to Harold Washington Library, which was our dedicated writing spot of the day, we actually came across Yarnify, which is an indie yarn store, and I really wanted to go in, and we went in, and I think we were there for at least an hour, and I picked out some yarn, and Becca picked out some yarn, and yes, I am fully responsible for giving Becca the yarn bug by dragging her into this random local yarn shop on a random weekend with me. So, Harold Washington Library is a public library. It's absolutely gorgeous. There's this beautiful green room with a glass ceiling that was kind of where we wanted to stop and take a look, but unfortunately there wasn't a ton of seating in that area, so we ended up setting up shop on a different floor of the library, and we were there for a good couple hours just writing, chipping away at our work. I'll give you guys a full update later in this video, but I finished up Act 1 of MOTHSBLOOD and I was feeling just really good about this reread still, which is incredible because I feel like oftentimes that first front end of the book will feel really polished, and then as you get deeper into it you start to see the mistakes and the errors. But no, I think my team, and also I guess myself, I think we've done a really good job editing this book. I know that sounds repetitive, and you know, there isn't a ton of struggle or work or problem solving in this writing vlog, so maybe that makes it a little bit boring, but I do think it's really important to emphasize that yes, all of your hard work, all of your efforts and editing and obsessing over the littlest details can culminate in something, and that has happened to me after years of work, so it was really special. After a little crochet break, after a little cafe crochet break / date in which Becca and I both worked on our projects, I was making like a little summery bandana type thing, and it was with the yarn that we picked up at Yarnify. Becca and I decided to head out to dinner at the Time Out Market. So this was a little bit like a food hall with a bunch of different vendors selling different types of food. And after dinner, that was sadly goodbye. Becca, if you're watching this, I love you, I adore you. This was one of the most fun weekends I had all summer, and I cannot wait to see you again. Hello, my friends. Is this... I mean, this works. Hotel lighting and filming in hotels. Don't love it, but we're making it happen, you know?
Also, okay, so this is what I was working on today. It's the bandana, the little like crochet. Almost done. I just have to finish putting some slip stitches in the strap. I did not really expect to crochet as much as I did this weekend. I certainly did not expect to take Becca to a yarn store and then like get her into crochet. But it was so cute. She was like crocheting as we were waiting for our dinner, and like I love sucking my friends into my hobbies. And I think crochet is honestly like one of the more accessible crafts you can get into, because cheap ball of yarn, a crochet hook's a couple bucks, and there's tons of free tutorials online. And it's so fun and so rewarding, like just being able to make something with your hands. Lately, I've been fantasizing a lot about like starting a separate YouTube channel for like crochet type things. I don't really have the time for it, but let me know if that's something I should do. So to recap the day, I think we were kind of like, oh, we'll spend less time like walking around, and we walked around just as much, if not more. We started out getting brunch at Wildberry Cafe, which was absolutely delicious, so filling, stuffed me, could not finish my plate, and I'm usually a plate finisher. That was wild, but it was delicious. And then of course we like walked to the yarn store and checked that out for like probably half an hour to an hour, then the library right afterwards. And you saw that beautiful room. It's called the Winter Garden at the Chicago Public Library. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough table space for us to work in there, but the rest of the public library is so cool. Every floor, and there's like 9 or 10 floors, has its own art displays and artworks. And we just like picked a spot on the 8th floor and wrote for I think like an hour and a half. Then went to a cafe, wrote for like another solid hour, 20. A lot of writing got done today. And I am officially almost 200 pages, which is almost halfway through, because MOTHSBLOOD is about 415 pages long. I'm just shy of 200 pages, so I'm almost halfway through my read through. And honestly, like I haven't found that much stuff that I'm mad at. I talked about this yesterday, but it's kind of astounding that I'm getting into these sections that I've historically just been frustrated by, and discovered that like I've solved all of the problems that were bothering me. Not all of the problems like permanently. I'm sure that as more people read this book, they'll find new stuff and discover new things that don't work or whatever, but everything that I was upset at, it has been fixed. So feeling very good still. I'm probably actually going to sit and read through that a little bit more, because I'd really like to hit that halfway mark officially, because I think I'm probably going to strive to turn this in pretty soon so I can just like get it off my plate and focus on my thesis. But that's a little complicated because I'm presenting for my thesis on Friday, but like my thesis doesn't have to be complete when I present. It's kind of like a weird thing. Today was my last full day in Chicago. Tomorrow I have to check out by like noon, which is fine. And I'm probably going to go downtown and just like wander around, maybe even like go back to that public library or hit some cafes or other spots. Just something casual so I can like get some writing done and chill a bit before my train. As you guys saw, my train to get here got canceled, not canceled, but delayed. Literally like probably 6 to 8 times in total. And it was like delays and it being delayed, like the delay got canceled and then it got delayed again. So I'm kind of just going into this anticipating that my train is going to be delayed, and that's fine because I'll just be in the area waiting for my train to be ready and then I'll go. It will be a little bit of a pain in the butt because I have a fair amount of luggage. I also bought clothes at the thrift store the other day, so I have like a big bag of clothes and like now I have yarn that I bought. But you know what? We're gonna figure it out and everything will be okay. I'm probably going to be pretty stationary tomorrow anyway. Stay at the hotel until checkout time and then move around. That's it for tonight. I'm very tired. I'm going to wash up, probably finish this bandana, look at moths a little bit more so I get to that halfway mark by the end of the night, and then like pass out. It has been such a long day, but in the best way possible. I love Becca so much. I love her energy. I love the fact that we're able to like be loud and funny and like have a really good time and also just be like quiet in these moments, and we're comfortable doing both. We're comfortable being our full selves around each other. It's really, really special, and I'm so grateful to her for taking the time to escort me around Chicago and show me all these like amazing spots. I won't gush anymore. Let's wrap it up. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hi. Okay. Oh, it's
probably close to 11, so I have to check out at 12. Still in the hotel room, and my train leaves at around 3. So far, fingers crossed, it looks like it hasn't been delayed. I'm guessing because Chicago's a little bit more of like a transport hub. So I'm going to head over to the Union Station area. I'm pretty much all packed up. I spent around 10 minutes in the draft of Moth's Blood today. I'm about 3/4 of the way through chapter 15. Again, like the process of this has been very straightforward. I'm really just like reading through, and because I've been able to take about a month off from this book, I'm trying as hard as I can to like read it with fresh eyes, pick out anything that might stand out, and still just, it's going so well. It's going so weirdly well, and it is crazy, but we'll debrief on that at the very end. So yeah, just gonna take it super chill and breezy this afternoon. Currently, I'm trying to like suck up as much of the time I have allotted in this hotel as possible, but I am getting a little stir crazy and I do want to get moving because I know I'm going to be on the train for like 3 hours plus. It's gonna be really boring. Thankfully, I have 2 books to read. I have Bunny and I have One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig, which I also brought along, and I have my crochet. So, you know, I will be very entertained on the train, even though I get really motion sick on them because they're so jostly and I can't really write. That's okay. That's okay. We're going to spend the time before the train writing, and then train time will be relaxation time. Unfortunately, I have school tomorrow. Even doubly unfortunately, I have so much schoolwork that I just have completely neglected this past week plus. I'm just gonna deal with the consequences. But overall, this has been such a fun weekend. I desperately needed this little break from routine because I feel like I've been sort of in limbo this summer, and I have had a lot of fun this summer in general, but getting out of my little bubble in Wisconsin and coming to Chicago, seeing Becca, seeing friends, getting to focus on writing and just like enjoying myself has been really meaningful, and I'm so happy that I took the leap and came over here. We're going to head out with the rest of our day now. Also, just a little commotion here for the bandana that I started and finished yesterday. I'm getting so fast at crochet. Again, should I start a crochet YouTube channel? I told this to Becca and she was like, girl, you are so busy. And I was like, yes, but it would be fun. And I only care about having fun in life. I think that's pretty much all I have to say for this update. So let's go ahead and head out, start the day. Let's go. The rest of the day was pretty uneventful. I went and got my hotel breakfast. I worked through that, took my stuff, headed downtown, went to a South Asian cafe, had a really delicious chicken tikka masala croissant, went to a second cafe, got another caffeinated drink there, journaled, wrote, got some lunch at H Mart, wrote there as well. My train did get delayed, but I did manage to get on eventually, and I was reading Bunny and listening to audiobooks for the 3 hours, and I was also writing a bit as well. And then I was home, and I realized somewhere along the line that I could finish this book. So I sat down and I powered through, and then this happened. I'm so tired, but it is 11:56 p.m. I just finished a 2.5 hour sprint and Moths is done. I'm gonna, oh, my hair looks crazy. Ignore that. I'm gonna turn it in. Bye.